lot of positive reviews on, and I was going to apply it. So what I did is, here is an image of the right side of the truck without the tire shine, and on this side here is a application that I just put on, so you can see that it's somewhat of a bluish hint. And don't get it on the rims because it's like adding a liquid rubber on top. So wipe it off the rim as soon as you do it. And this tire here was done probably 10 minutes earlier. So you can see it's drying. It's got that shine. So far so good. So let's move on to the next application. So what I've got here is the bottle of the stuff. You can see right here that I've done 2 tires and it's still pretty full up here. So there's not a lot that I've used, less than I expected. But I have a towel ready to wipe the rims because this is like a rubber coat that gets on there real fast. Have your microfiber towel, and I'm going to show you the first thing I do is try to apply it into these parts of the Firestone which are grooved inside. So you have to pick like a point in here, spray it on here pretty good, pretty liberally, and then just start dabbing it into. You can see it's very liquidy, but that's how you're going to get it in there. If you try to do it as a flat piece of cloth, you're not going to get it in there. And then you just start to rub it in here like that. Just be sure not to get it on the tire. I'm nowhere near the rim right now, but make sure you cover this pretty liberally because that's kind of what you want. All right, get it inside this part of the Firestone and just let that sit and we'll look at it. All right, so I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. All right, so I've finished the other part of the Firestone here. You can see it. All right, it's still just as wet. And I'm going to start applying it now closer to the rim, but you want to have your kind of on a point and kind of going around like this. So if I squirt this on here pretty liberally, and then you just start, and don't push too hard because it'll pop out. And you can see it's putting a white thing on the rim, like a coating. Make sure you get it in there, because I'm going to wipe this off pretty fast. Get it in there. Now, first thing, you've got to go wipe this stuff off, because it will dry pretty fast, and you've got this rubbery white kind of a film that'll be on your rims. So if you don't wipe this off, you're going to regret it. Probably can get it off. I don't know what it's going to be like. I don't want to start taking steel wool or something abrasive yet, but that's probably what's going to happen. The next step, you can use a little more of a wider piece. You start getting into these grooves in the tire, which are pretty much, I don't think there's any such thing as a completely smooth tire anymore, but you have to do this different angles to get it all inside the tire. I'm moving this around, doing it liberally across this part, making sure you get it inside those grooves all the way around. And I haven't done up here, but I'm just trying to do sections which are a pain in the neck, and let's get those done first. All right. The last section is really the outside visible part of the tire up around here. Now I've seen guys on videos take their tires off. To me that's overkill. If this was a show car that's going inside a showroom, that might be a different story, but based on the outside of the rim that is still accessible even around here, I can still reach it for what I think is sufficient. So some people would say drive the car or truck forward, 1.5 feet, just so this part of the bottom will show up, but don't worry about it. I can reach it on here, and right now that's basically the third tire done. All right, you can see it's got that bluish tint to it, but I've hit everything that I want to hit and just let it dry. And let's just go from there and wipe off anything that you don't want on the rim. And I'm going to move on to the 4th tire. All right, bye. So this is the tire about 20 minutes later. I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to move it. But one of the things when you're doing the application, even these small little letters in here, when you're trying to put this stuff on it, right? Just be very careful, because you got to really rub it in there. There's a million different variations of textures in there, and I'm sure it'll show up if you don't get them right. But I kind of made sure that all of those raised right lettering, not the Firestone, but I mean these tire pressure size and tire size. Actually, you can see in here the 65R18 has some spots that didn't get done, so I'm kind of touching it up. Just a FYI when you do this. You know, that was my first one, so we'll see. You know, just touching it up right now. All right, thanks. So this is the video showing you about 20 minutes after finishing all 4 tires. I mean, they've got a nice shine to them. All right, and I'm going to see, you know, how this looks tomorrow. You know, I'm assuming it's going to stay the same, because I'm not going anywhere tonight with this truck tonight. But that should give it the half hour. And I'm not going to put a second coat on. I started to put a second coat on, and it didn't seem to make any difference at all. And people on other videos said, yeah, don't waste your time. It's not going to make anything visual that you can see. So let's go with this. And I still have approximately half a bottle left after these 4 pretty big tires. So enjoy. I would recommend it so far. Bye.